I know we haven't officially started the podcast yet, but I would like to dedicate this episode to Brittany on Instagram, A Little Brit of Fun. She posted about, and if you're listening to this, you know who you are. She posted about this free short book, like a short story that was on Kindle Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to admit to you that I read this.
What is it?
Well, read is an interesting word choice. So she posted about it, and I was so stricken with curiosity. It was a short story about essentially this like witch woman who brings 3 snowmen to life.
Stop.
You know where this is going.
Oh, no.
And it's a reverse harem with fucking snowmen. And she posted about it because I guess she had seen it on TikTok. And she was like, you know, beware. And someone says something like that, and of fucking course I'm going to check it out if someone's like, oh, watch out, like read at your own risk. I'm like, well, now I got to see what you're talking about. I will never be the same.
I am now only imagining the logistics of having sex with the snowman. And it sounds awful.
At many points in the story, there is discussion of the snowman dick, which like appears out of nowhere, out of the lowest ball of the snowman.
Katie's gesturing at me and I hate it.
And then disappears back.
Is it? No! Ooh.
And then there's also a lot of discussion about how he's like shockingly warm, despite being made of snow.
Snow is gross.
Yeah.
Snow is gross.
Yeah. There's a scene where that one of the snowmen goes down on her. And I couldn't even conjure the mental image because you know who I was picturing? You know the snowman in that old Christmas commercial?
Which one?
I can't remember what it's a commercial for. It's like he's looking in on the family from the outside.
Isn't it like a Campbell's soup commercial?
Yes, it's a Campbell's soup commercial because then he eats the soup and he gets all melty, right?
That's a
Isn't
child.
That what happens?
It's a child.
Anyway, that's all I can picture is that snowman.
I'm picturing like the angry snowman from a different commercial.
I'm also picturing, do you see that movie Jack Frost?
Yes.
Where the dad turns into a snowman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That too.
I'm not the same anymore.
Anyway, Brittany, I thank you, but no thank you.
Thank you, but no thank you. Happy holidays.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, welcome back to 50%. It's off the rails as usual.
Yeah, we're in full Christmas mode right now.
Yep, we're drinking Shiner Holiday Cheer.
Yes, this episode is brought to you by Shiner Holiday Cheer.
This and every episode. My favorite beer of all time.
This is the good Christmas beer.
The good Christmas beer. Well, I like the Carbach one a lot.
I do like the Carbach one.
Yeah, those are the two I like.
But this is Christmas morning beer.
Christmas morning.
If you're drinking a beer.
If you're drinking a beer on Christmas morning, this is the one to drink.
Yeah.
So appropriately, we're doing our first Christmas book club, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. So for this episode, we read You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince. Sing it in your head if you want.
I know. I can't not.
As I was reading it, it was just like the little...
Yeah, exactly.
By Timothy Janovsky, who we followed on Instagram for a while, but this is his second book and our first book we've read of his. So
yes.
It is also our first queer romance with 2 male leads.
It is indeed.
Yeah. So
I really liked this, and I really like Timothy Janovsky.
I found him very funny.
Yeah.
I found this book very funny.
It was delightful. It was delightful. Anyway, you have Katey read blurb on here, so Katie's gonna read the blurb.
Katie,
here we go.
Take it away.
Matthew Prince is young, rich, and thoroughly spoiled. So what if his parents barely remember he exists and the press is totally obsessed with him? He's on top of the world. But one major PR misstep later, and Matthew is cut off and shipped away to spend the holidays in his grandparents' charming small-town hellscape. Population, who cares? It's bad enough he's stuck in some festive winter wonderland. It's even worse that he has to share space with Hector Martinez, an obnoxiously attractive local who's unimpressed with anything and everything Matthew does. Just when it looks like the holiday season is bringing nothing but heated squabbles, the charity gala loses its coordinator and Matthew steps in as a saintly act to get home early on good behavior, with Hector as his maddening +1. But even a Grinch can't resist the unexpected joy of found family, and in the end, the forced proximity and infectious holiday cheer might be enough to make a lonely prince's heart grow 3 sizes this year, and Prince is capitalized.
Yes, of course.
I loved it.
Yeah, this one was super fun.
Yeah.
As I established, it's got all of my favorite things of silly rich people and forced proximity. We got a fancy holiday party even.
And like a fun town holiday event.
Yes. We hit some major checkpoints here.
A bookstore.
A bookstore. Not a lot of bookstore in this. It's there.
Not a lot going on with the bookstore, but
it's there.
But it is there.
So it still counts.
Yep.
Yep, still counts. So, shall we kick it off?
Yes. How does this book begin, Abigail?
So, Matthew Prince has been exiled from New York City, where he lives with his rich parents, because he purchased an island. A full island.
Yeah. Just like on a whim.
Just for millions of dollars, purchased a full island. Hold on. Let me read the first sentence of this book.
It's great.
I bought an island. So what? That's where we enter into this book. So I thought this was going to be like a one-off joke, like just why he's been kicked out of New York. But turns out it's a major plot point throughout the book.
Yeah. It turns out to be like a pretty like big piece of Matthew's like character development.
Buying an island.
Yeah.
And we later find out he bought this island because he wanted to create his own music festival.
Yeah.
Prince-a-Palooza.
Prince-a-Palooza. Okay. This is, again, we've established that we now love Timothy Janovsky. We're fans. Prince-a-Palooza is the laziest made-up festival name.
Oh, yeah.
Because it does not match with Matthew Prince's character at all. Because Prince of Palooza is a very lame and cheesy and basic name. And Matthew Prince is anything but those things.
I know. It sounds like a carnival.
Yeah.
Not almost Fire Festival.
Right. Oh, yeah. Big Fire Festival energy.
It also turns out he bought this island because he was spiraling after a breakup where he was in a throuple with a married couple. And then they broke up with him.
There's a lot of plot in this book.
There is far more plot than I thought there was going to be.
Right. A lot of just like little side adventures or like backstory things.
Yes. A lot of little backstory things that come up, like especially with the throuple that we learned throughout.
Yeah. So one thing I want to bring up is that this premise is almost identical to It Happened One Summer.
Yep.
Like this is the Christmas It Happened One Summer.
Oh, absolutely.
Because in that story, the lead gets banished.
Piper went to jail.
Oh, yeah, she did that's right. She went to jail. Yeah.
And they went.
Like a big night of partying.
Yeah. And she went to jail.
Yeah.
And then got banished to meet our sea captain.
Yes. Yeah. So perhaps lower stakes buying an island. But I don't know. Maybe higher stakes. Same energy, though.
Same energy. Big Schitt's Creek. It Happened One Summer energy.
Yes,
in this one. But Christmas.
Rich people get in trouble, move to a small town, shenanigans ensue.
Yes. So Matthew has been sent to stay with his grandparents in Wind River.
Great town name.
Yes.
Big Hallmark movie energy.
Yes. Which it seems there's not a lot in this small town except for a college, which in my brain I was like, how does a college exist in this tiny town?
Right, because the only businesses are like
The coffee shop, the bookstore, the tree farm.
Right. Well, those are the only places we go. There's the whole Small Business Association, so there must be many small businesses.
That's true. That's true.
And anyway, but yeah, so small town, lovely grandparents.
Oh, I love them.
I love them. Great
Grandma and
characters.
Gramps. Yeah. Amazing. And they are hosting a student from the university named Hector.
Yeah, he basically needed a place to live, and the grandpa was his professor and offered to kind of, give him food and shelter in exchange for like helping out with things around the house that old people have trouble doing.
Like chopping wood.
Yes, lots of chopping wood.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it is upstate New York, so it tracks, but every time I think of chopping wood, I think of that guy on TikTok, Thor. Oh. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice little visual.
I know.
I think of that dance video. What's that guy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shit. If you'd seen it, if I showed it to you, you would know what I was talking about. It's the guy who kind of looks like Jake Gyllenhaal, but he just dances.
I got nothing.
All right, never mind. Anyway.
That might be a generational difference.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'd be kind of surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. Or I just didn't hear about it. Anyway. Yeah, Hector lives at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Wears a lot of flannel.
Wears a lot of flannel. Yeah.
Only flannel.
Yeah. And for some reason, like, Matthew shows up at this house and just, like, immediately has beef with Hector. Like, just because he's poor?
I couldn't tell. I think it was just misplaced anger of being...
Right.
And then he was like, well, my grandparents had this other kid staying here.
Like, who's this stranger in my grandparents' house? Which I understand, but the enemies to lovers' origin story, the enemy's origin story here is a little weak.
Yeah. Matthew's just a brat.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, the enemies' scenarios are often pretty tenuous anyway. So,
right.
So, who am I to complain?
The important part is also, however... Matthew has lost the room that he usually stays in, and Hector is living in the basement.
Yeah.
And so, Matthew finds out he's staying in a bunk bed.
Yeah, two grown-ass men. I mean, college-aged, but still grown-ass men.
Is living in a bunk bed.
In a bunk bed in some old people's basement.
Yeah. At least it has windows. I was really worried about them for a minute.
Yes, yeah. It seems like a nice basement.
Yes. This house seems very
a finished
cozy.
basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
yes,
finished.
It does seem like a cozy basement.
But there's only one bunk bed. Obviously. So, in this kind of like beginning exposition part and whatnot, we start to learn more about Matthew.
Yeah, not a ton of plot in this first part. More character development.
Yes.
And just a lot of Matthew's inner monologue this early part.
Which is very funny.
Katey
did not like Matthew for a little while.
I didn't. I was also in a really bad mood on the day that I started this book, and I stopped and then started the next day when I was in a better mood, and I liked him more. He was testing me at the beginning, though. Like, I like silly rich people. Not as much as you do, but I like it. And he was just, some of it was just too mean and too stupid.
Yeah, he's very over the top. He calls Noelle, who becomes his friend, the first time he meets her, he calls her coffee girl because she works at the coffee shop. Stuff like that, where it's like, this is not what real people act like. This is what book people act like.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of skincare products. He talks about his Prada pants.
Yeah.
I love his outfit descriptions. They sound ridiculous.
I know.
The other thing about him, too, that we learn is when he's, like, feeling anxious or upset is that he, like, plans parties in his head.
That's his, like, secret passion is party planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very fun.
It is very fun. And I like the coping mechanism.
I thought it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Planning parties stresses me out, so it's not going to work for me. But it's a good one.
It is a good one. I'm not this creative is the problem.
No.
Like, if I were party planning in my head, all of them would be so like, okay, so I'm going to text my friends and we're going to go to a bar.
Great. Amazing. I'm there.
But that de-stresses me because then I'm like, maybe I should text my friends to go to a bar.
Yeah, that counts.
But yeah, I wouldn't like that's the extent of my imagination when it comes to party planning.
So Matthew obviously does not want to be in Wind River. And so like his first day there, he's just kind of wandering about town feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah, he's like walking around in a town that does not sound very walkable.
No, he walked like 2 miles to the coffee shop, which I was like, ambitious.
Right.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
In the snow.
But he starts meeting some townies.
Yes, we get his soon-to-be friend Noelle.
Yeah, at the coffee shop, who's bad at latte art.
She's bad at latte art, but she's also a big fan of Matthew's mom.
Who's an author.
Yes, she's like this acclaimed fantasy author.
Like Divergent style series is kind of how I was picturing that.
That's about how I was picturing it too. We don't get a lot
Hunger Games.
Yeah,
you know.
There's swords.
Right.
Something.
It seems like YA fantasy, perhaps. Maybe not YA, definitely fantasy.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it was like YA fantasy, like Hunger Games or Divergent or something like that.
Yeah. And then his dad is, I don't know, he like works in finance or something.
He does things with money.
I don't know.
He has a lot of money. I don't know.
They independently, as parents, have a lot of money, and so together they obviously have like $1 bazillion.
Yeah, and his grandparents are not well off. They live kind of like normal people.
Yeah, they're like normal grandparents.
Right. And they run the bookstore in the town where Hector works part-time to like supplement his scholarship money.
Hector's got every job in town.
Yeah, genuinely.
He's the only Uber driver in town.
Right.
He's just kind of like running. He's just everywhere.
He's hustling. To pay his tuition.
Which is where they kind of run into each other again. While Matthew's, trudging about town, feeling bad for himself and whatnot, he tries to go to the one bed and breakfast in town and buy the suite for his, I don't know, what would you call that? Tenure in Wind River, whatever. It's full. He can't get it. He runs into Hector outside, who then uses this as leverage that he was trying to escape, because if he tells the grandparents, the grandparents will tell Matthew's parents.
Right.
Who are going to get even mad.
Right.
Even more mad than they already are. So, I guess that's vaguely enemies. I don't know. They're just like...
They just spar from the first... Yeah. I think they're just super different.
Yeah.
And they're just like kind of poking fun at each other.
Yeah.
So also what we skipped was that there's every year there's this like fundraiser in town that goes to a different, like benefits a different organization or group or something in town. And this year it's going to benefit the small business like support organization, basically the Small Business Alliance. That's what it's called.
The SBA.
Yes. Because whoever previously planned the fundraiser can't this year, and then the basically they offer Matthew the opportunity to do it, and at first he's like but then when Hector catches him in this vulnerable moment trying to escape, Hector's like, well, now you have to do the fundraiser or else I'm gonna tattle on you.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. And Hector catches him a couple times trying to escape, the most meaningful of them being when Matthew tries to call
an Uber
from the house in like the middle of the night, and he's like, whoa, it's only 2 minutes away. Hector's the only Uber driver.
Yeah.
And he picks him up. Matthew doesn't realize it's him, and chaos ensues or whatever. And then we also get this kind of first moment where they start to understand each other a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew has like a full anxiety attack in the backseat of Hector's car.
Right.
And Hector is very sweet about it.
Yeah.
And like works to calm him down.
Yeah, he like asked him, it was something like what normally helps you when this happens to you, or like something like that. It was like a very nice question, like, is there something you normally do when this happens, or some kind of question like that I was like, that's very thoughtful.
Yeah. And then Matthew tells him about his party planning in his head, which I think Hector kind of pokes fun at a little bit, but now it's like nice.
Right.
They're like joking around. They kind of are done like being super annoyed with each other, and they're like, all right, let's call a little bit of a truce.
Yeah.
And they also talk a little bit about how they both really miss being at home. Hector's from Texas.
Hector's from Texas. He's from North Texas.
He's from North Texas, just like me. He's from a Dallas suburb, though, so we don't talk about those. I'm from a Fort Worth suburb. But he misses his family. He doesn't have a lot of money, so he can't get home for the holidays. And so, as Matthew is still pondering whether he's going to host this gala?
I think either is correct.
Great. I think I said gala. I'm going to stick with that. Matthew realizes this can benefit all of them, and Hector won't tattle on him for escaping. Matthew can hopefully get home sooner, should he do this good deed.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets Hector involved, too, by saying, hey, if you help me do this, and also, like, you know, tell the press I'm doing a good thing.
Right. I'll buy you a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get you home for New Year's. And so,
two unlikely partners. This is also around the time that, like, we start hearing in Matthew's inner monologue that he thinks Hector's super sexy.
Yes.
But Matthew finds out about Hector's ex-girlfriend and therefore sort of briefly thinks that perhaps he is not into boys.
Yes, there's a very funny exchange when Matthew goes to Hector, who's at the bookstore at the time, and he's like, Matthew starts off with his proposition of like, hey, we should do the gala together. Right?
Yeah.
We have something in common. And Hector goes, what? We're both queer? And Matthew's like, what?
Yeah, it was great.
We are? And he's like, yeah, I like girls and boys. And Matthew's like, ah.
Yeah, we find out in a very straightforward way that Hector is also into guys. Although right before that happens, when Hector's like, we're both queer, I think one of them says to the other one, I have a proposition for you. And the other person turns it into a dirty joke.
Ah, yes. I think Matthew is the one that says proposition first. And Hector's like, oh, really? And then he's like, we are both queer.
Yeah.
And then Matthew's like, no, I didn't mean that. But privately in his head, he's like, maybe.
Maybe I do mean that.
Maybe later.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like little zingers like that in this book. Just like small funny moments.
Yeah, Matthew's internal monologue, as we mentioned, is very funny. And like, I had a few lines that I highlighted, like one that I messaged Katie that I have to bring up because it made me laugh so hard was when he's talking to Noelle and he's like, you know, throwing a fit because he can't get anywhere or whatever. And he's looking for a Starbucks. And she's like, it's like the next town over. It's like maybe a 2-hour walk if you walk fast. And in his head, Matthew's like, I'm gay. Obviously, I walk fast.
It was, yeah. There are so many little moments like that are just like so gold. Like just proof that Timothy Janovsky is like a deeply funny person.
I know. I want him to hang out with us.
Yeah. He seems like a delight. Like he's so clever.
Timothy, come on the pod. Please.
Yeah, for real. Please. We'll talk about the next book.
Yeah.
So they agree to team up, and then they're like, we should tell the grandparents about this because they're going to find it like cute and fun and heartwarming and whatever, and it makes us both look good. And then the grandparents go like totally unhinged.
Yeah, Grandma plays a little bit of like hardball, and she's like, I don't think you can do it.
Right. And
they make them bake cookies together.
They challenge them to a bake-off, but they're not competing against each other. They're working together.
They have to do it together.
To make the chai sugar cookies with eggnog icing.
Who do we know that makes chai sugar cookies with eggnog icing?
The second I saw that, I was like,
Timothy's a Swiftie.
So that was obviously adorable because we just made those I just made those cookies a few weeks ago. So
they're great, very sweet though.
Very sweet. Wow. But yeah, I loved that, and that was just a fun little. I love this book genuinely checks all of the Christmas boxes.
I know,
like baking. You know, we've got that. Baking. So yeah, so then after that, they just like start. It's like a long series of small
Small Christmas things.
Small Christmas things, like little events and errands and like party planning, basically event planning.
Yeah.
Where they're like securing a venue, making deals with the guy at the Christmas tree farm.
Trying to get like small businesses to donate stuff for like the raffle.
Right. So little things like that. We learned that Matthew's mom used to date the Christmas tree farm guy.
I know. How very Hallmark movie of her.
I know.
And the Christmas tree farm guy is Noelle's dad.
Right.
So we learned this when they go on a family Christmas tree adventure to get a real tree for the cabin, which I loved, which was very cute. And this is throughout this little montage of party planning is when Matthew's heart starts to grow a few sizes.
Yep.
And he realizes, I kind of like doing good deeds.
And I kind of like my family, and I kind of like Christmas, and I kind of like this small town vibe and these people. Like, I'm not any better than these people.
Yeah, we kind of get throughout the book these little like memories that he has of visiting his grandparents when he was a kid, like before his mom got super famous, like back when he liked Christmas, back when his parents didn't just like ignore him all the time. You know.
Yeah.
Why should I feel bad for a rich person? But I do feel kind of bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't choose to. His actions, I don't think, are always his choice.
He is like 21.
Yes, that's the other piece of this, is he's very young.
Yes, we can give him some grace for that. You know, he's young. His parents ignore him. He's going through it a little bit.
Right, he's basically an unsupervised kid with like infinite money at his disposal.
Yeah, that's true. And then we also learn these little like very sad moments through his life, like his first crush when he was a kid, when he was like 13, when he realized he was gay, was this kid who was starring in like one of the movies of his mom's book, and they got caught, and then their like horrible PR person like made him come out publicly, but
didn't make the other kid do anything.
No. And so Matthew has just been like shouldering this responsibility.
Yeah, and I think it's around here that we learn about the throuple situation of Matthew's exes, and learn about that he was, you know, involved with these men who he really loved, but maybe did not love him in the way that he thought they did.
When it first gets brought up, it's kind of like, oh, he was in a throuple. Whoa, weird, silly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, this actually like really hurt him. And
and this was like a real relationship. It wasn't just like, at least in his mind, it was a real relationship. Not just like some kind of rebellious thing that he was doing.
So he's due for some Christmas magic.
Yeah. And so, this whole like kind of middle-ish section of the book is just party planning shenanigans and like people in town being like, oh, we don't want to give you anything for the gala, Matthew Prince. Like, you're offensive. Yeah.
Also, his parents have cut him off. I don't think we mentioned that. So he has no money.
He has literally no money.
They cut up his credit cards.
Yeah, and like froze his accounts and stuff. But one of the things that him and Hector have been bonding over is A Christmas Carol, the story, and they even theme the gala after it. It's like Christmas past, present, and future, which is very cute.
I know. I like
Great party idea.
Yeah, great theme. Good job, Matthew.
Very good. And so then one night when the grandparents are out of the house, right? Or no, they're not out of the house for this moment. They're out of the house later.
Yes.
But one night, the grandparents go to bed, and Matthew is like, I'm still kind of awake. Like, do you want to watch a movie? And they watch A Muppet Christmas Carol, and they kiss at exactly 50%. And I think that's the first time it's ever happened.
Yes, we've gotten really close at like 48.
Yeah, I'm going to insert a like ding, 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 ding underneath this.
Exactly 50%. I got so excited.
Yeah.
Because I also wasn't really paying attention because I was kind of, like in this middle section, not a lot of stuff happens, but I was enjoying all the little, Christmas vignettes or whatever.
Right. And then the kiss is kind of a surprise.
Yeah, it is a surprise.
Because they're also doing all of these like kind of, by Hallmark Christmas movie standards, like romantic things, like going to a Christmas tree farm. And like all of those places are the moments that you would think that a kiss would happen at. But no, they were just like watching a movie in their room.
Yep, on their bunk bed, which leads me to the question, since they're making out while watching a Muppet Christmas Carol, what is the worst movie you've made out to? Muppet Christmas Carol is not on the top of my list of good make-out movies.
I imagine it would have to be some kind of Disney.
Yes.
But nothing vividly nothing in particular sticks out to me. But I used to put on like Disney movies like to fall asleep when I used to fall asleep with the TV on. So certainly I have done it with a Disney movie on before. Not on purpose, just by
nature.
Right.
So similar to Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, like I feel like Moana has definitely been on in the background at some point. Well,
maybe I want all my encounters nowadays to involve Kermit in the background for the season.
Emmett Otter.
Emmett Otter. Ooh, talk to me about the Emmett Otter Christmas bloopers.
Yeah.
My favorite internet videos.
My favorite internet. That is those bloopers are legitimately the one and only single internet video I can watch that makes me laugh out loud every time.
I laugh multiple times every single time.
Yeah. So they continue with these shenanigans of preparing for this party. Again, no like giant things that happen here, just like lots of series of small things where Matthew is getting closer to Hector, but also closer to various other people in town.
Yeah, he like becomes really good friends with Noelle. There's this very cute scene where he and Noelle just go to a diner by themselves. So Matthew can basically gossip about what happened. And he just like needs to process, which I was like, you know what? Relatable, Matthew. I get it. I need to gossip.
Yeah, he does kind of like ghost Hector though. He like leaves Hector like essentially standing there alone, and he's like, I gotta go eat lunch with Noelle or something.
That part is kind of sad because Hector doesn't know what's going on. Because after they make out, they don't really talk about it for a couple days.
Yeah.
They kind of just like
pretend like nothing happened, basically.
Yeah. Even though they both are like, they're kind of flirting still, so they like, no, it's not weird, but they're just like not talking about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say that this gets a solid, strong nomination for most interesting location for a first hookup that we've read.
Yes. We will never beat Bottom of a Well.
No. Bottom of a Well is the winner, but this perhaps is second. Yes. I can't think of anything else other than like the skinny dipping in Book Lovers, but
that's pretty romance novel heavy.
Yeah. But so Hector and Matthew make out and more in the storage unit.
Yes.
They don't go all the way. This is not sex quite yet, but
they get close.
They go to extreme third base.
While they're in the community storage unit where the supplies are held.
Not even their individual storage unit.
No, it's
the one for the gala.
Yeah, while they're picking up like the weird supplies to decorate the hall where they're holding the gala. And,
I mean, at least, so when I initially read this, I didn't realize that they were still in the storage unit. I thought they had left the storage unit and were like in the truck or something. I just like misinterpreted
where they were.
And so I thought this was happening in the truck for a second, and I was like, I don't want this to be in a truck. Like, come on. I mean, it would be very small town, but like in a truck in the parking lot of the storage unit, like, come on, y'all are better than that.
That's real small town.
Right. So I scrolled back in my Kindle and started the section over, and then I was like, okay.
I just had like a vivid, because while I was reading it, I was like, aren't there like cameras or something? Like,
I don't think in the unit.
Right.
And presumably they shut the door?
I would think so.
Like the garage door thing? They like pulled it shut, I would imagine.
I'm just imagining some poor like Storage Wars-esque community members trying to go pick up their fake snowflakes.
And they're like, oh shit.
And walk in on these two college boys making out.
Yeah, I imagine they shut the door.
I'm sure it's shut. Also, it's kind of, well, I guess it'd be cold in there. No, it can be climate controlled.
Yeah.
I want to know more information about the storage unit.
I know the logistics of the storage unit. Anyway, regardless, it was a very creative choice. So good job, Timothy.
Yeah. And after that, they basically decide like, hey, we're dating.
Right. And, they sort of, this happens in the storage unit almost by necessity, right? Because they live with Matthew's grandparents.
Was this like not like your dream meeting of somebody in a, like, I'm not wording this right.
Like on some kind of vacation or something. Like
yes, this is the every summer after.
Yes, this is the every summer after. Yeah, for sure. Like the boy next door.
Yes.
Except he's the boy on top of the bunk.
Literally right above me.
Right, exactly. Hovering 3 feet above my head.
There's also a moment too where Matthew mentions that he's heard Hector jerking off above him.
Yeah.
So.
Which is kind of gross.
A little bit. Bold move on Hector's part.
Right. There's like some consent stuff that I don't really like there.
Yeah.
But we'll move past it because I think Matthew finds it hot. So as long as he's cool with it, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're basically like together. Yeah. At that point.
They figure out they're gonna like, see where it goes. There's also a nice moment too where Hector's like, hey, it kind of upset me when you ran off with Noelle and you didn't take me with you. And Matthew's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I know. Yeah. I just had to gossip and be alone for a minute.
Communication between these two.
Yeah.
Very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy. And then we still got this, like, everything's going great. They're
still planning the stuff. They go on, like, this double date to the light.
It's like Trail of Lights.
It's like Trail of Lights. I don't know. It's like the town Christmas thing. There's like lights and food and it's like a little carnival thing kind of deal.
Truly all of the Christmas boxes. We got the tree farm. We've got cookies. We've got
a town fair thing.
Yeah, we've got lights. It's almost exhausting how much Christmas Timothy packs in to this book.
But it's respectable.
Oh, I fully appreciate it.
So everything's going great. And Matthew's like kind of starting to consider staying in Wind River.
He's kind of like, I don't really want to leave early anymore. I want to, like, he's really excited about planning the gala. He's having a great time with Hector. He really likes hanging out with Noelle. He is starting to even, like the parts of town that he hated before.
Yeah, and he's starting to kind of realize that the life that he had back in New York City was maybe not all it was cracked up to be or as good as he thought. Specifically his like best girlfriend back home, he like consistently compares to Noelle because the previous friend, Bentley, sucks.
Bentley is awful.
She's awful.
We have not talked about Bentley at all yet, but she's like a side character,
Right, very side. She doesn't come up often.
No, because she is such a bad friend. She is so absent that like we meet her at the very beginning while she FaceTimes Matthew and she's like, sorry, I'm high because my terrible cousins are here. And he's like having a crisis or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And she's just consistently like that every time they talk. And over time, as Matthew gets closer to Noelle, he starts kind of being like, man, it's so weird that I feel like I can trust Noelle more than I can trust Bentley, this person I've known for however many years. And so he's starting to kind of like, it's growth.
Great growth.
Yeah.
Also Bentley.
I know.
Great rich person name. Terrible.
Great rich person. It's like a dog name.
I was literally about to say, that's a dog. Bentley's a dog.
Yeah. Bentley's a dog.
A cute, fluffy boy dog.
Yes. Yeah. Like a little Maltese or something.
A white, crusty dog.
Yes. Yeah. A little white Maltese. Anyway, so everything's going great, which means something terrible has to happen.
Yes.
Which is Matthew's mom just showing up.
Yes.
And he's been dodging her calls.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been dodging her calls, which is, he notes, is kind of usual, I guess, for both of them.
Right.
They're not like super close.
Right.
As, lots of absentee parents are with their children. And yeah, she just shows up one morning and is like, let's go to tea.
Right.
And Matthew's like, okay.
Yeah. And then she's basically like, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. I'm going to stay and see what you've done with the gala. And if I like think that you've earned it, you can come home with me that night, and like come home essentially like a week early or something like that, a few days.
Yeah, it's the gala is the December 23rd, so if he gets to go home, he gets to spend Christmas in New York.
Right. And New Year's, which is what he cared about a lot previously, because he wanted to throw a New Year's party.
With Bentley.
Yeah. So that's kind of been the goal all along, is to get home by New Year's.
Right.
So his mom tells him, like, yeah, you can come home with me on the 23rd and you'll be home for Christmas if I see that you've done, whatever amount of work I deem is appropriate.
Yeah, but something fishy's going on. We don't find out.
Yeah, she's acting weird.
Yeah,
and it's all just weird.
Yeah, something's happening, and so but we kind of put that aside for a minute, and then she takes the grandparents out to dinner.
Oh, importantly, Matthew has not told his mom about him and Hector.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah. So, but.
He's not really being cagey. Well, he's like kind of being cagey about it.
It just doesn't really come up.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, I don't want to like ruin a good thing.
Right. And it's they've been together for like a day.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
things move very quickly in this book.
Yeah, it all takes place over like a week.
Yeah.
So mom takes grandma and grandpa out to dinner.
Yep.
And which means obviously these two guys alone in an empty house.
Yep.
They do it.
Yep.
In the bunk bed, which I was like...
Impressive.
Yeah.
I had a bunk bed as a kid. There's not a lot of room.
Not a lot of room. Yeah, on the bottom bunk, too.
I know. I thought about that.
I mean, I guess the top one would be kind of risky.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But still.
They do it.
Yeah.
They made it.
Yeah, and it's very nice. It's romantic. They're just so cute.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
They're just like kids figuring it out. I shouldn't say kids. They're like young adults. They're 21.
Right. They're adults, but they're 21. They're figuring it out.
They're figuring it out. It's actually very sweet. It's very romantic. Like,
it feels they feel young in this. Like the way that they think and talk about each other and to each other.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's very like puppy love. But yeah, so then we get to the gala. We actually don't spend as much time at the gala as I was expecting after all this build up to it. But I guess the important pieces of the story are the build up, not the the thing itself.
But they get to the gala. Everything's going great. Everything looks nice. Like everyone's having a good time.
Everyone's complimenting Matthew on what a great job he did. Matthew's feeling great.
Yeah, he and Hector get to dance. They get to enjoy the party. It's great. Everyone's having a good time. Matthew sees his mom, like, sneak off to the bathroom, like, answering her phone. And then just, like, everything implodes.
Yeah. So they find out that, like, the story of Matthew buying the island has, like, made it into the press, which they had done a good job of keeping quiet up until now. And apparently that was, like, the whole reason that he was kind of banished anyway, just to, like, make sure this never got out. Basically. Yeah. And so basically the whole reason that he's in Wind River is kind of now moot.
Right.
And so he has a panic attack and freaks the fuck out. And he's talking to his mom because he's upset. And his mom does this fucked up thing and like kind of, well, definitely misleads him. Not of her own volition, but she doesn't, like, Matthew kind of asks if Hector leaked it, and she says yes.
Yeah.
So she doesn't, like, bring it up and mislead him, but she uses what he's saying to, like, lead him down the wrong path.
Because early in the book, Matthew kind of fesses up to Hector of, like, I bought an island.
Right.
It was really dumb.
So, like, Matthew jumps to the obvious conclusion that, like, okay, Hector's the only one that I told, therefore he must be the one who leaked it.
This is where I feel really sorry for him, because he's like, I didn't tell anyone. Like, I tried really hard.
But then it makes sense that Matthew would think this. Like, I would.
Yeah.
So
they leave, like, in a panic, and
Hector's heartbroken.
Yes. Like, Matthew, in his panic attack, as he's, like, packing up and whatnot at the house, like, sees Hector and, like, says some really mean things to him and basically is like, you leaked this to the press. I can't believe you did that.
Right.
I can't believe this was all fake and whatnot. And Matthew goes back to New York with his mom. And this is the most bummer Christmas I've ever read.
Yeah. So he gets to spend Christmas with his parents for the first time in a long time, but it's very awkward and weird.
Yes. So he wakes up like on Christmas Eve and they just have this very like formal breakfast together.
Which apparently never happens.
It all just feels so like fake.
Right.
Which like it is.
Right. And Matthew's like trying to appreciate it because he's like, well, it seems like my parents are kind of making an effort.
For once.
And so like I need to appreciate this, but I'm like so heartbroken about all this other stuff.
Right.
That he can't really enjoy it. And obviously he has Hector on his mind. And so they have this nice kind of 24 hours.
Right.
Very like Christmas in New York. As a family. And then he wakes up on Christmas Day and notices that his like dad's weirdly not there in the apartment, but he's like, oh, I probably just don't see him. He's probably like off in some room doing some work because that's what he's usually doing or whatever.
Yeah. His mom says he's like out getting another Christmas present or something.
Right.
And they're going to meet him at the plaza later
for lunch or brunch or something
Christmas
like that.
tea.
Oh, tea. That's right. Yeah.
They drink a lot of tea in this book.
Yeah.
They go out for tea.
Y'all are American.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
We don't go out for tea. So by this point, I don't think Matthew thinks anything's going on, but you as the reader are like, something's weird here. And they unsurprisingly say that they're getting a divorce. The dad has fallen in love
with this like supermodel.
Yeah, with the supermodel.
That Matthew introduced.
Yeah, at the New Year's party the year before. And he finds out that his mom leaked the story about the island because the story about the divorce was going to get out.
Yes. It was like a trade. Like somebody found out that they were getting divorced and was like, better give me something else.
Right.
Juicier.
Like I'm going to report this unless you have something better for me, basically.
Is that how journalism works? Not really, but
that might be how the tabloids work. I don't know. I could believe that. But yeah, so and Matthew's parents have given him his credit cards back. Like they gifted him a wallet with all his cards in it.
What a dream.
But he storms out of the plaza and forgets the wallet. And I'm like, he has this moment where he stands up to his family and I'm like, listen, I know you want to be independent, but my guy, take the wallet.
You got to take something, buddy.
Yeah.
If you're going to storm out of the plaza in the middle of New York.
Yeah.
And like run away.
Yeah, they just like blew your shit up. Like spend a little bit of their money.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
He's reformed.
Yeah.
He's got Christmas spirit now.
Yeah, he's a better person than I am at this point, I guess.
Yeah.
I would have taken the wallet.
Yeah, but we're not rich.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we've got normal people logic on our side.
Right. I'm like, the money.
Yeah, get your wallet.
Get the money.
It's like a Prada wallet, too,
right?
with like all his cards, and his mom like pulls it out of the box and is like, look.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he has this like very lonely like Christmas afternoon where he's like, I don't know where to go. So he goes
to Bentley's.
Yeah, and Bentley's like, she's like being really cold to him, and she's like, well, the story leaked. You're canceled, Matthew.
Right, like I can't be seen with you.
Yeah,
like I'm rebranding our New Year's Eve party to be just me, not you. Then he goes to the apartment of the two guys that he was in the throuple with, and they're like in Italy or some shit.
I don't know.
They're somewhere abroad.
Thank goodness he didn't need to do that.
Right, and so the doorman is like,
the doorman hates him.
Right,
also.
the doorman's like, bye, like
get out. Fuck
yeah,
you.
I'm not telling you where they are. And then he has like an intervention with his parents.
No, he goes to his former au pair's house.
Oh, he goes to the au pair's house first. That's right. Yeah. And so she takes him in.
Yeah, she takes him in, and it's very nice. It turns out she and his driver are engaged.
Yeah,
and he just never knew. Which,
yeah.
Come on.
Right.
But they like just let him into their house. It's very sweet. They let him stay on his little fold-out couch.
Yeah, they eat Ukrainian food, which sounds delicious.
Yes, it sounds like a great Christmas. Now it gets great, now that he figured out where to go. But I figured out something that really stresses me out in books and movies is people like not knowing where to go, or they get somewhere on time, like road trip movies. Like that Robert Downey Jr. movie where he's trying to get to the hospital
Oh
in time
my God.
nothing stresses me out more than that.
That movie is so stressful.
Yeah. So like in this book, I was just like, oh my gosh, somebody get this kid off the streets. Somebody take him in. He doesn't have his wallet. He's like got his suitcase with him or something.
Yeah, he's
like,
got something with him. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he like ran home and packed some clothes and was like, I'm going to Bentley's. And then that didn't work out, obviously.
Yeah.
So he's just like running around Brooklyn, trying to find somewhere to go.
Right. Yeah, and so he goes into the au pair's house, stays the night there, and then the next morning he has this basically intervention with his parents where he's like, y'all need to treat me better. Yes. Basically.
Oh, also it turns out his dad sold the island at a profit.
At a profit. So Matthew comes to them and is like, I don't want your money. I want to make it on my own. But I do want the profit that you got from selling the island because, you know, feels like that's rightfully his. That makes sense.
Yeah, we don't find out how much it is.
Right.
But I expect it's at least 100,000.
Right. It's clearly enough for him to live off of and more.
Right.
For a little while. It's like a little nest egg.
Just a little nest egg.
Right. And for him, little. Yeah. Certainly.
The awful PR woman is there as well.
And she tries to like spin this as a PR thing, and the entire family is basically like, fuck off. Yes. And they fire her. Well, they don't fire her in so many words, but it is heavily implied.
Yes, that she's probably gone because Matthew tells his parents, I want to do a good thing. Like, I want to get involved with like some mental health charities. Like, he's truly a reformed man at this point. Right. And Sarah, the awful PR person, is like, that's great. Mental health is really trendy right now. Yeah. How can we spin this?
She's fucking awful.
She's terrible.
And so the mom, right, is the one who's like, this is a family meeting. Get out of here, and we're going to talk about your employment in the new year.
So she's probably gone.
She's probably fired, yeah, more or less.
Which, like, maybe not the best time to do it as they're getting divorced.
Right.
Maybe they should have waited, like, 2 more weeks.
Sure. But they could find a not awful PR person. They're hella rich.
That's true. Sarah's probably got a better assistant.
I'm sure she does. Someone in her agency is better. Yeah. Gotta be. But then Matthew is also like, I also need a car. Dad, you've got plenty of them. Give me one of them.
Okay, this is the wildest part of the book. Where he's like, he suddenly like relearns to drive within like 3 days.
Right.
He goes to the DMV and like renews his license. And earlier in the book, like Hector kind of tries to teach him how to drive.
And he's awful.
He's awful. And he drives all the way to upstate New York.
Yeah, he like road trips. Which like whatever. I mean, the joke in the book is it's like riding a bike. I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I would never drive in New York, and I'm an experienced enough driver.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I would never do that. Anyway, so he shows up back in Wind River.
He like makes amends with everybody. He gives like Noelle this first edition copy of one of his mom's books,
signed by the entire cast of the people who were in like the movie or the TV show or whatever about it.
Right, because he like left without saying goodbye to anybody and just like disappeared.
Yeah, and so Noelle's like, yes, you absolutely can buy my love. Thank you.
Yep.
I forgive you completely.
Noelle's great.
Yeah.
My love can also be bought.
Especially with a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes and finds his grandma and gramps at the bookstore.
Apologizes to them for bouncing.
He gets them tickets to like a baking show taping, which is really cute.
Yeah, like a very thought, because they were so into the like Taylor Swift Chai Spice Cookie Bake Off.
Yes, it's amazing. It's very sweet. And then he gives Hector. Sorry, I had to burp. And then he gives Hector 2 tickets to
fly home to Dallas.
Yeah, DFW Airport.
Yeah, yep.
But he gives him an option of, here's 1 ticket. If you show up this date, I'll go with you. And, you know, we'll assume you
right. He's basically this. Like it sounds like one of them is a direct flight to New York, and then one of them is a flight to DFW with like a layover, basically.
Somehow
the logistics are confusing, but it's basically like you could come to New York first and meet me, or you could just go straight there, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Although Wind River probably does not have its own airport. So they probably have to drive to JFK. Or
maybe that's what it is. They have to drive.
No matter what, he has to probably go to JFK to fly to DFW.
Yeah, I didn't pay enough attention
it doesn't
to
really
the logistics
matter.
here. It doesn't matter, but basically Matthew gives him the choice.
Yeah. The options are he can forgive Matthew and they can be together, and Matthew can go meet his family in Dallas suburbs. And the other option is Hector can go by himself, and Matthew's like, whatever you choose is okay. Obviously, I prefer the first one.
Yeah. But I love that Matthew just like invites himself home with Hector's family.
That's a lot.
He's like, I will go meet your family.
Not even like, hey, can we date again? Hey, can I go meet your family?
I would never in my life volunteer to meet a partner's family. I'd wait to be approached with that question.
Wait to be offered.
Yeah.
But Matthew's a changed person. He will go schlump around the DFW suburbs, which suck. By the way.
And I guess it would prove that he's in, so it makes sense as a grand gesture.
Again, they're 21. They don't know yet.
Right. Yes. They don't know yet. Anyway, so they kind of fuck with Matthew and make him think that Hector's not coming.
This is very funny.
It is funny.
So Matthew is in the airport with his mom and the au pair, and he's like, it's like 10 minutes to boarding or something. And he's like, he's not here. He's being like a pretty good sport about it, where he's like, yeah, I'm sad, but at least I can like move on, And then the grandpa comes like running in. And then Noelle comes running in. And then grandma too. And then Hector, of course.
Yeah.
And they make out in the airport.
Yeah. It's very cute. So they go to Dallas, and then we get to the epilogue where Matthew is now a party planner. His dreams have been realized, and he's in the process of like going to this party that Matthew has planned and is very proud of. They live together on Cornelia Street.
On Cornelia Street.
Yeah. So the first reference I was like, could be coincidental. I don't think it is, but it could be. And then the Cornelia Street mention, I was like, aha, confirmed.
Mm-hmm. This is the one I told you about where I was like, he's definitely a Swiftie.
Right.
There's no way.
The second reference later. Yeah. So Hector's going to grad school in Columbia. And he shows up at this party. And you wrote that you thought this was going to be a proposal. So did I.
Yes.
They faked us out.
I know. So it turns out, because Hector's being like a little sneaky. And he, does some weird things where Matthew's like a little suspicious. And they arrive separately. Like Matthew gets there earlier because he's, in charge.
Right.
And turns out the surprise was just that Noelle and his parents and his grandparents are all coming to this party that he threw for like this LGBT charity.
Right.
Like pro bono.
And I'm glad it wasn't a proposal because, again, they're presumably like, maybe this is like a year later or something, but they're still very young.
Yes.
So I'm glad it wasn't a proposal because when I was reading this part, I was like, oh God, y'all are so young. Don't do that.
Yeah. It is not a proposal.
Yeah.
It's just a cute little happy ending.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's nice.
The end. So Katey, overall impressions of this book.
I really liked it. Like I said, I was iffy at first on Matthew, but as I said, I think it was me, not him.
It's not you, Matthew. It's me.
Yeah, I was just in a bad mood. I had a rough week. But I really liked it. It was certainly, I feel like a lot of Christmas romance novels try to be Hallmark movie-esque and never quite really land there because it's kind of hard to capture that same level of cheese without it being cringy in a book form. Like, I feel like the cheese is easy to pull off in a movie and harder to pull off in a book in a way that isn't like, ugh.
Yes.
When you're reading it.
Yes.
But this one does that. Like, it scratches that itch like perfectly.
I think part of what helps it stop being from like too cheesy is that you almost have like Matthew as a straight man.
Right.
Where he's like, also he's like in the beginning, like, this sucks. This is weird. Why do I want to enjoy Christmas? And then, he warms up to it. So then you warm up
to it. Yeah. 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 So that's kind of my overall thought is that I really liked kind of the Hallmark, like, overblown shenanigans without it being too much or too cheese. This is a perfect amount of cheese, in my opinion.
This was a good amount of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you?
I really enjoyed reading this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like we said, Timothy Janovsky is hilarious. Matthew Prince is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just as a general person. I want him to be my friend too. Timothy especially though. Please be our friend.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I too enjoyed all the like cozy little Christmas scenes. This, there's a lot of like exposition, but there's not a lot of plot. There's a lot of backstory. Yeah. There's not a lot of
There's just like a lot going on.
Right. It's kind of like these little Christmas episodes almost throughout the book.
I wonder like what it would have been like if it were like organized like it was like time jumps, like then and now.
Oh, interesting.
Where it like instead of being in Matthew's head when he's talking about like being in that throuple or like a Christmas past or whatever, if it were told more in like bringing you back to that scene or moment. Because then I think it would have felt more like plot, even though it's the same thing.
Right. I don't know.
But the end result is the same, I think.
Yeah, I didn't dislike how we kind of learned information throughout the book, especially as like Hector and Matthew are getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. Like we're learning more information about Matthew. We're learning along with Hector.
Right.
Which is, like how relationships kind of organically progress.
Right.
So I kind of liked that.
Yeah. And I tend to really, I mean, romance novels generally are kind of more character driven rather than plot driven to begin with. So It's never really something that bothers me that much as long as the characters and their backstories are interesting enough, which Matthew is.
Right. I also really like how we kind of learn about Matthew and how he deals with like his anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I think in the very beginning, why would I feel sorry for a rich person? But like you kind of realize, no, he's kind of been through it. He's kind of been through it a little bit.
Right. He's not just like first world problems. Like he's got some real shit that he's working through.
Right. And I think it's interesting to kind of see him also come to that realization of like, he talks about how he's been in therapy for like years and years, but this is now where he's, kind of doing something more with it and coming to more of a realization of this is what my anxiety looks like. And he realizes his mom is an anxious person too.
Right. He realizes where he might get it from.
Right. And, doesn't immediately forgive his mom for what she does, leaking the story to the press, but he's like, I understand.
I get why you did it. Yeah.
He becomes a good little communicator at the end.
He does.
I'm proud of him. And I did really like his little coping mechanism of planning parties in his head.
It's so fun. I think that was just like Timothy Janovsky's way to just like creatively throw some extra shit in there.
Yeah, because the parties he plans in his head, I wish I could remember off the top of my head, but they're very funny.
They're very funny.
And they're always like super niche. Like I remember the one he plans with Hector when he's like coming down off his first anxiety attack is like a self-care slumber party. And like Hector's trying to like plan it along with him. And it's very cute.
Yeah, it's super cute.
So
it's fun. Maybe I'll try to do that. But I wouldn't be very good at it.
I'm gonna try and pay more attention to what my coping mechanisms are now. But they're not party planning.
Yeah, mine really aren't.
But no, I like this one. This was a good Christmas lead-in where it was cozy, but there was enough like silliness to keep me entertained. Because if it's just cozy, I feel like it loses me.
This was my second Christmas read this year.
This is the first one I finished. I quit Cat Cafe.
Oh no!
I got over halfway into it and it was too much of a slow burn. And I realized I didn't care that much about the characters.
Rough.
I know. I was kind of bummed. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and finish it, but it's an arc, so I'm not gonna lose it. But
right. Yeah.
I don't know. I can do cozy, but there also needs to be some silliness.
Something going on.
And so that this had all the rich person silliness, like it kept it moving for me. It was funny. Cat Cafe Christmas has not been very funny.
So what a bummer.
I know. But that's okay. So
it happens.
Well,
related to that, what are you reading right now? You gave up on Cat Cafe, unfortunately. So what are you currently reading?
Yeah, sorry to Cat Cafe. I might come back to you. We'll see. But big news. I'm doing an audiobook.
Yeah.
So I finally got off the wait list for Thank You for Listening from Julia Whalen. And I am I think halfway through it. It's taking me longer, definitely, than it would with like a print book, because I feel like with this one especially, I have to like sit down and listen in big chunks.
Right.
Because this book is not really split into chapters. It's split more into parts.
Yeah.
The parts are long.
Yeah, and you don't commute as much as I do. You work from home more than I do, so you have to like listen at home mostly. Yes. Yeah.
I've been listening like on my dog walks, which has been really nice, or like while I'm doing the dishes, like you have told me you do.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying it a lot. I did read some of it. I have the print copy too, so I did read some of it in print last night. So I might kind of go back and forth a little bit, just because like Austin was home and laying in bed, and so I didn't want to put on an audiobook. But
I do that I switch off sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Julia Whalen is a great narrator, as we've
go figure
established.
Yeah, she's the best.
And her voice for the grandmother character reminds me exactly as BoJack Horseman's mom. So I will play you a snippet of that later.
Cool.
It's perfect.
I'm gonna have to hear it. Yeah.
Katie, what are you reading?
Whale. I started Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane, which I actually had to start and then stop and then restart the next day again, because I tried to start it right before bed and it's a little heavy.
Ooh.
Like the character is dealing with a really difficult relationship with her mom very early on. And I just wanted something that was like lighthearted to read right before bed. And I was also like kind of one of my eyes was closing. You know, I was in that like, and I didn't have the mental energy to like focus on it, but I kept like paging through it anyway. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, I have no idea what I read. So I didn't stop it because it wasn't grabbing me. I stopped it because I thought it was going to be lighter than it was, and I had to like revisit it in a better headspace. And so now I've gotten through that kind of rough section with the mom, but obviously it's going to be a recurring thing in the book. So there are some like not heavy, but just like it's not Matthew Prince.
Right.
But it's very good.
I'm very excited. It was my book of the month. So
now that I am reading it, I regret not getting a copy of it.
I bet you can do it as an add-on next month.
Probably so. But yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I also want to shout out that I read, I think it's called The Christmas Wish. Might be A Christmas Wish. Let me check. The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk, who's an author that I've read before. And similar to In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, it's like a Groundhog Day. Like the woman wakes up and it's Christmas Day every day. And she has to like figure out why it's happening. So like shenanigans ensue. Like there are several of the Christmas days where she dies.
Oh.
Like one of them, she like accidentally sets off a bunch of fireworks in the house because her dad was keeping them like in the pantry or something and she didn't know.
I think and she was like, she dies too.
Yeah.
Or and she like gets knocked out.
Something like that. Yeah. And I guess they never say that she dies, but like she blows up the house because she's like holding a match and accidentally drops it on fireworks.
So presumably.
And then she wakes up the next morning.
Right.
But so it's like In a Holidays, but like wackier and British.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's very fun.
A British.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. The family characters are really good. It's like In a Holidays meets National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Great.
Yeah.
I've watched Christmas Vacation, I think 4 times already this year.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's great. So I wanted to shout that one out because that was my first Christmas read of the season. I read it over Thanksgiving in Colorado. So
very nice.
Yeah. But our next book, Our Other Christmas.
I'm excited about this one.
Yes. It is called Merry Little Meet Cute, and I am pulling up. So I'm in some like romance readers Facebook groups. That's where I like get, a lot of recommendations, but more importantly, they're like, this one's on sale for 99 cents on Kindle or whatever. Mm-hmm. someone was asking for like kind of like spicy holiday recommendations, and several people mentioned Merry Little Meet Cute.
Oh boy.
So
Here we
TBD on how spicy it is, but I think it's because Sierra Simone, the co-author of this, writes some pretty spicy, like, erotica. But then Julie Murphy mostly writes, like, YA. So I'm wondering where we're going to settle in the middle.
Ooh, that'll be a fun thing to figure out.
Yeah, all right.
So this is Merry Little Meet Cute. B. Hobbs, a.k.a. Bianca Von Honey, has a successful career as a plus-size adult film star. So yeah, probably it's going to be spicy. With a huge following and 2 supportive moms, B couldn't ask for more. But when B's favorite producer casts her to star in a Christmas movie he's making for the squeaky clean Hope Channel, B's career is about to take a more family-friendly direction. Forced to keep her work as Bianca under wraps, B quickly learns this is a task a lot easier said than done. Though it all becomes worthwhile when she discovers her co-star is none other than childhood crush Nolan Shaw, an ex-boy band member in desperate need of career rehab. Nolan's promised his bulldog manager to keep it zipped up on set. How? Oh. I thought that he was a boy band member, not his literal pants. Nolan's promised his bulldog manager to keep it zipped up on set, and he will if it means he'll be able to provide a more stable living situation for his sister and mom. Oh. But things heat up quickly in Christmas Notch, Vermont, when Nolan recognizes his new co-star from her closed doors account. Oh yeah, he's a member.
Oh, this is going to be spicy.
Closed doors, no space. Closed doors is so good. Now
I like that better than OnlyFans.
I do too. I was going to say OnlyFans should change its name.
Yeah.
Run them their check though. Now B and Nolan are sneaking off for quickies on set, keeping their new relationship a secret from the Hope Channel's execs. Things only get trickier when the reporter who torpedoed Nolan's singing career comes snooping around and takes an instant interest in mysterious newcomer B. And if B and Nolan can't keep their off-camera romance behind the scenes, then this Merry Little Meet Cute might end up on the cutting room floor.
Amazing. It's going to be spicy.
Oh, yeah. There's no way it's not.
The Hope Channel is great.
Yes.
That's very good. Closed Doors is even better.
Bianca Von Honey. Amazing.
Incredible.
Great stage name.
Incredible. Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Also, we've said this before, but the cover is so cute.
It's so cute.
It's like pink. It's like peppermint.
Yeah. It's like peppermint. It's very, very cute.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Yeah. This is going to be really fun. So, our last book club for a little while before we take like an early brief hiatus to regroup.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little New Year's break.
Yeah,
take a little breather.
So this is our second to last episode of the year. So Merry Little Meet Cute will be probably our last, unless we get a wild hair to do something a little extra. Perhaps, but
who knows?
Nothing currently planned. So yeah, then we'll take a little break in January and be back, obviously, in time for Valentine's Day. Obviously.
No question about that.
Yeah. So yeah, enjoy this last read of the year from us officially.
If you haven't gotten it on our bookshop yet, you can.
You can, or from your local bookstore, or ask for it for Christmas, except maybe not from a shy or conservative family member.
Maybe just buy this one on your own.
Yeah.
Maybe ask for a different book for Christmas. Yeah. Ask for book lovers. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Something more low key.
Yeah. So
less raunchy looking.
We'll see y'all soon for another holiday book club. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.